Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Dan.
This is the Board Game Rundown. Today we've got some news, Kickstarters, and a top 5 that we think is interesting.
Why does the
right?
Kickstarters always fall on me? You like literally point at me.
I do, but I do have one Kickstarter.
I'm the guy that's like, I don't know anything about Kickstarter.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
you've been coming hot with the Kickstarters last couple weeks.
I've been doing this weird thing called trying.
Oh, what's that like?
Yeah, I'll show you someday.
All right, one day.
Yeah.
All right. So news. I'll start off with some news, and then if you guys got anything, throw it at
I got
me.
some stuff, but your stuff is always more important. So
I'm just here. So
Oh, well, first of all, let's just welcome Jeff. He has been helping edit and produce the show. You've noticed the quality has increased dramatically. Every week it gets better and better, and it's because of this guy. So
I will take full credit even for stuff that's not mine. So no.
smart man.
So first off, in news, I've got another free print and play for people.
I think I know this one.
Yeah? Pandemic Hot Zone North America.
Yep.
So Asmodee is putting out more free stuff.
Man, they're right up on that, aren't they?
Thinking about this one too.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care so much about Ticket to Ride, but I've been wanting to try this game. So
you can find it online. Get on Asmodee's website. Look up Pandemic Hot Zone North America. It's free. Second in news, I thought this was interesting because we talk about Munchkin from time to time.
I wrote it down.
Did you?
Specifically for you. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know this, but late last year, Munchkin DuckTales.
Oh, what?
I didn't know that.
I know. That's what I said because I was researching this. Exactly.
Oh man,
And I love DuckTales. Even the new one. Like, I like the new one.
are they going to do all the old Disney afternoon shows or?
I don't know. Like, I'll take Gummy Bears. I'll take Tailspin and Darkwing Duck. Like, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Trouble.
go. But anyways, Q4 of this year, Disney Munchkin.
Ooh, so maybe.
Yeah, maybe. They had some pictures of what the cards are going to be, too. I didn't read them, but they had them, like what Elsa does and stuff I saw.
It's like how Munchkin is really, I enjoy Munchkin, but it is notoriously mean.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
So how do you Disney-fy
Yeah.
a very mean game, right? It's like Disney's Diplomacy. Like, let's play for 8 hours and then nobody be friends after this.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Oh, I got another piece of news that was important to me.
Okay.
That Back to the Future game that you were talking about, like Horrified. Prospero Hall, who made Horrified.
Okay, look at that.
That's all. I just wanted
It's just
to.
weird that no one mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked it up and I saw Prospero Hall, and I was like, okay, boom. And I did no other look. I was done.
Add to cart. No.
Confirmed. And then the last one I've got is there is a Star Wars Escape game coming in August. I've defeated Dan.
Covered all my news.
So Dan, what do you have in news? And it better be good.
So news, this comes to a shock to no one. I hate Tim.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
It's written on
Jeez.
every page.
Now that's
over and over and over and over and over. Jeff, you got any news? Not to put you on the spot. Okay.
Not really.
I stole all
not
of them.
today.
That's the big stuff, you know? You got it.
Well, I'll let you go with Kickstarter in case you did write down
I wrote
mine.
this stuff down because I was expecting you usually get more when it comes to news, you usually get more like
industry kind of stuff.
News, that's the word. Yeah, exactly. So I always write down the less important, less industry.
Today was me stealing your thunder a little bit. It's
had to happen eventually.
It's like, I've got, what is Dan good at? And let's destroy that.
So I'm going to assume you're going to talk about this one.
I want to hear it.
So I'm going to skip that one.
No, do it. Do it. Steal mine.
Age of Atlantis?
Nope, didn't write that down.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
See, this was so Tim. So El Dorado Games.
Okay.
Know them? They made a game called El Dorado. But 1 to 4 players, 35 minutes per player. It is a game. I don't even know how to describe this.
Well, that's good, 'cause it's
I
the
wrote down
board game
the
rundown.
basic stuff. So there's a big circular board, and it looks like it's divided into sections. In the middle is a giant statue of Poseidon.
Okay.
And the basic thing is you have workers so I don't know if it's worker placement or if it's more like action point selection, but you use your workers or whatever, you know. But so you send them to do actions to collect resource stuff for you, but every time you send a worker to do something, they lose morale. They don't like working their butt off for you.
Yeah, I don't like working.
So you have to balance keeping your city happy, but also growing as an
that's
industry,
interesting.
you know. But then there's also there's just tons of awesome. I love the look of this game.
Okay.
But tons of like awesome looking little buildings that you're putting in your around that are in your color, right? So you have the red library versus my green library, right?
Sure.
We're building up this thing, which obviously gets us more power and influence and everything. There's also you control the myths, they call them, whatever, which I was kind of confused with because I thought it would I don't know, misunderstanding maybe, but I thought it was really cool that like there's one myth.
Atlantis,
Well, no, like what's a creature, a mythological creature, from
like a
that.
minotaur.
Sure,
Kraken?
let's say
Or Kraken.
I cannot think of
Kraken
any
is
right
water
now.
related. That makes sense.
But let's just say Minotaur, right? So I thought like, oh, there's like one of each, so I control the Minotaur this turn. But it looks like each player gets their own of each god.
Okay.
So like we each have a Minotaur that we can work up to controlling. But anyway, so you control those that obviously get you a bunch more power and influence because they're myths. So there will also be AI that attacks the city that you have to kind of work together with the other players because no one wants Atlantis to fall, even if you're
Sure.
the one that wants the most power. And then it says something about you also have to make sure you worship Poseidon because he will get mad.
Well, I mean, you got to pay attention to
Exactly.
Poseidon.
But
He gets
yeah, so it's
cranky.
this. We're all working together to grow Atlantis. It looks like, while also
Pursuing
obviously,
your own goals.
Exactly, competing to be the most good.
All right.
at what you're doing, the most good.
I'm the most good.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's a really cool looking, really cool, very Tim looking. To
All
me.
right, yeah. What's it
so
called? Age of Atlantis?
The Age of Atlantis. Last couple things is there are 28 days left, and it's for $59.
That's it?
Not only is that it, but that's the only
terrible.
stretch goal I even saw was $59 for the game.
Have they gotten
Not
their
stretch goal. You meant pledge.
I know what you meant,
That's
yes.
what I meant.
have they gotten into their goal yet, or are they still chugging towards it?
Oh yeah, no, it's way funded.
Okay.
And they're shooting for June of next year.
Oh,
That's not bad.
yeah.
Yeah, but it looked cool.
That's not bad at all.
It looked like a Lords of Helis weight
Okay.
type of game where it's like a heavier game, but it's not really a heavy game. Like once you know what you're doing, it's
Right.
pretty
It takes
simple.
a few minutes to like walk through all the actions.
Yeah.
But once you know them, that's not.
That's what it
anything.
look like.
Sure. All right. What else you got?
Oh, you want me to go do
Yeah.
more?
Go do another one. I'll see if you snipe,
this
snipe
one
me.
this one was cool. Overlord, a boss monster.
Oh.
I like Brotherwise games.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is made by Brotherwise Games. Oh,
What?
but so yeah, this looks incredible to me because I've always liked Boss Monster.
Okay, I was going to ask if
but
you
it
played
does.
Boss Monster.
Yeah, I own it. It does. It's very mean.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't tend to like mean games. So Boss Monster is probably one of the meanest games I own and like. I don't like love it, but I like it. It's
Sure.
cool. I love the art style and stuff, right?
Yes.
So this takes Boss Monster and makes it like a board game.
Because that big Overlord
Hmm.
guy that's on the cover is kind of like their mascot.
Oh yeah.
If you go to Gen Con,
big
like to
green thing.
the Brotherwise Games booth, they've got a big green statue of that
Gotcha.
guy.
Oh, interesting.
So this is
Okay.
1 to 4 players, 20 to 30 minutes, 18 days left. Safe. Already
To
funded.
be clear,
Right, to be clear.
So everyone obviously plays as an Overlord, just
Right.
like you have
Boss
your
Mon-
dungeon
right.
master or whatever in Boss Monster, and you draft tiles. So everyone has like their player board, and you're drafting tiles that are like the rooms.
Okay.
Right. So instead of building out, you're drafting them, and every tile comes with I believe it is a random little token as well that you then put on it, and
Okay.
it'll be monsters, it'll be tokens, it'll like artifacts or whatever. I mean.
Oh, sure.
But stuff like that. And then the point is to get points by how many like powerful monsters you have in your rooms and stuff like that.
Okay.
It all seems very simple, very Boss Monster. I just love the fact that instead of this room thing, it's this board and it's almost like city building.
it seems like a. I don't want to sound insulting when I say it, but it seems like an easier or a simplified version of is it Dungeon Master?
I know what you're
Dungeon
talking.
Keeper. I forget.
Yeah.
You've talked about it recently.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a really good game, but it's heavy. Like there's a
Okay.
lot of
Yeah,
fiddly
this looks
bits
very
to it
light.
because you're building a dungeon and you're populating it with monsters and stuff. But then heroes are going to come through and you're going to kill them.
That's the one thing I was confused about is I didn't see anything about the heroes coming through in this game. I just saw
Do you use like the heroes from like the original Boss Monster, or is this supposed to be its own separate like entity?
I'm gonna guess it has to be its own entity just because of how there's tiles instead of cards and everything
Right.
like that.
I mean, it seems like the same IP, but
Yeah.
right, same universe. But I don't know. So without knowing,
so they
about
talk
the
about
heroes-
the points. They talk about you gain crystals depending on your rooms and your monsters and stuff. But like, I didn't look super in depth. I never looked super deep at the Kickstarters. I don't know why. I don't like knowing too much.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess because then I'd be tempted to buy it.
Sure.
But so it doesn't mention heroes though. It just talks about how you're collecting crystals and then you have points. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. So
so maybe you're just building up that dungeon. Real
yeah,
big, right?
whoever can build the best dungeon.
Build best
rather than-
dungeon.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Those are good kind of games.
But it looked cool because again, it's that art style of Boss Monster I like a lot. It's that basic idea of Boss Monster, but it's this tile drafting game instead of the card laying game, and I like that a lot.
All right, my Kickstarter. Unless you got one you want to talk about?
Nope.
You got one you're excited about?
not as of today.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, good.
All right, I've got Dinosaur 1944. Did you see this one?
Oh, you know what? I saw it. I didn't click on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I when I go to Gen Con, I usually work for Peterson Games. Like I go there and I demo their games and things like that because I'm a big fan. Cthulhu Wars, things like that. Planet Apocalypse is really fun. Anyways, their newest game is on Kickstarter right now. Dinosaur 1944. So it's World War II, and there's a group of soldiers like out on this island, and there's dinosaurs like are coming through this portal.
Okay.
So it is essentially like a tower defense, and it's the equivalent of if you're a little kid and you had your grandma bought you a bag of green army men and then like a random bag of plastic dinosaurs, and they're just fighting.
War.
I'm down.
Yeah. So it's sort of like a battle strategy game mixed with tower defense.
And it's competitive.
Co-op. It's co-op.
Oh, okay. So the dinosaur is AI.
The dinosaurs are AI.
Okay.
So you and the up to 4 players. So you and your friends are running around. You're setting traps for the dinosaurs, and then as they spawn, you're fighting them, and you have to basically protect your base camp until long enough for then the boss dinosaur to come out.
Yeah.
And you kill that one. Game over, man.
Game over, man.
I will say I'm a bit sad that it's not dinosaurs fighting Nazis.
Right? Yeah. Well,
then you'd have to play as Nazis is the problem.
Right.
Or you could play as
Play
the
as the dinosaurs
dinosaurs
eating
fighting the Nazis.
There is an add-on where you can play as dinosaurs.
Okay, cool.
There is an add-on for
Okay,
that.
I'm sold.
Yeah. No, that sounds cool.
I again fully admit that I am biased for Peterson games. Sandy Peterson was behind Doom 2, worked on Quake, Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, like a whole bunch of stuff that I already liked a lot. Halo Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, he did a lot of, he's been around, done a lot of stuff. And actually, because I worked for their thing last year, and we got to play prototypes, a prototype of a different game with him, but he was telling us about this game, and I was like, okay, so when's it happening? So I've been just kind of quietly waiting for this to finally pop out, and so it's here. I'm excited.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Their miniatures are awesome.
Literally, just from me, it was just that their main photo for the Kickstarter just didn't appeal to me.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to look sort of retro.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
Because that's how I get these Kickstarter games is the name of the game and the main picture. And
Right.
It's like I like that.
Yes.
Click on it.
Now the only bummer, but they're being realistic, is it won't deliver until 2022
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
okay.
because they're still doing all the tooling for the miniatures and all this stuff. It's funded, but inevitably a game with a ton of miniatures. And Peterson Games is a smaller company, so they're not like Simon or Fantasy Flight,
Sure.
where they've already got everything in motion to just crank out, whatever game. So like Zombicide can fulfill early, you know what I mean? Or Rising Sun can fulfill early. So they're being realistic by pushing it out a while, because I waited a long time for my Cthulhu War stuff. All the waves. Like none of them fulfilled on time. But it was fine. It was never like, I'm not going to get my stuff. Like, it's coming. It's just there's delays and it happens.
Sure.
So realistically, that might put some people off. But in my experience, the games have been worth the wait.
Sure. We've always said the same thing about Awakened Realms.
Right. Awakened
it's
Realms
like-
has the same problem.
You're like, it's going to be kind of late, but it's because they have quality.
It's good. Yeah. The games are good.
Yeah,
I've yet to play a dud
be worth it.
Awakened Realms game. So yes, that's my Dinosaur 1944.
Yeah.
I did need to put out like that disclaimer, like, look, I have worked with them. I've got to
Mr.
talk,
Disclaimer
like,
over here.
hang out with with Sandy Peterson and family. and they've always been super nice and cool. Blah blah blah.
Basically, he's saying he has inside information.
I'm biased.
True.
I'm biased.
Wait, and you didn't tell me about this game like forever ago?
No.
Wow. Yeah, no,
Trade
this sounds
secrets,
cool.
dude.
I've always wanted to play a game like that, like a Stronghold. You know, like I've always wanted to play a game like that. I've never played at least that I would call like a cool cooperative tower defense kind of thing.
Have you played the computer game Orcs Must Die?
No, I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got the Peterson Games Orcs Must Die board game.
My catchphrase
Nice.
is no. I know what it is though.
Yeah, that
I
is.
say that for
Yeah.
everything.
Dan, do you know what a girl is like?
No, but I know what it is.
But yeah, so it sounds similar to Orcs Must Die.
Okay.
Again, it's sort of tower defense. The fun thing about Orcs Must Die is I've got the Order edition where you play as the human heroes, and then I've got humans, elves, dwarves, and then I've got the Unchained edition where you play as the orcs and the humans are the bad ones coming through, and you've got to defend. So it's sort of that we were asking about dinosaurs eating Nazis.
Oh
It's
yeah.
kinda like that.
I'm just confused. Is there a board game Orcs Must Die?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about?
Peterson Games made a board game of Orcs Must Die.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. There's a
Play the computer
there's
game.
a
It's based
video
on the
game.
computer
I was
game.
going to say,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
the video game came first.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were talking about this whole time because I was about to say Tim doesn't play video games. But then you described it like a board game. I was like, oh.
Yes, it's a board game version of the
Gotcha.
video game.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fun. So if you like that game, that video game, the board game's really
No, I haven't played the video game. I know what it is, though.
clearly. Again, back to your motto. Do you have any other Kickstarters? That was my one. I had
No,
one.
that was the only. I had kind of a third one that I was like kind of looking at, and then I just instantly lost interest. And I was like, I guess that's a bad sign. I'm just not
Sure.
going to talk about it.
That's all right.
So that's it. That's it for me.
All right. And I did back that hero game.
Ooh,
Just
how
so you
much
know.
time is left on that?
2 days. 2 days.
Keep forgetting.
Do it.
I'm
Two
genuinely
days.
interested, and I keep forgetting.
Which means by the time I edit this video, it's gonna end.
It's going to end. But if you find that guy, you find the creator on Facebook. He's on Facebook. He's very accessible. You reach out to him. So if you missed it and you really want in, I'd just reach out to that guy, send him a message. I'm going to say you got a
I'll
good chance.
try to remember to put a link down below in the description.
Yeah, it would be down in this area. Before we get into our top 5, have you guys played any games this week? At all? Any games?
No, but I worked on games.
I almost dug out my Trogdor board game and tried to do the one-player one, but
I wanna
life
play
got in the way.
That happens, though.
Yeah.
Remember, I don't think I did. Yeah. I did Jackbox.
Oh, well, we played some Smite together.
Oh, that's right. I guess I played Smite.
Right.
Once again, though, not board game. But
Nope, but that's all right. That's all right. Well, I got to play a bunch of rounds of Conclusio yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
With
Woo.
family. Father's Day weekend, I went over and I won.
he gave you a correct clue this time?
I got a correct clue.
That helps.
But I won, and then my niece won, and then my brother-in-law won. My poor father-in-law never won,
Aw.
but he had a good time playing.
That's good.
So, and then we played. What did we play after that? Llama, the card game Llama.
Okay, yeah. You've been talking about that
Fun.
one a lot
Llama's,
lately, too. Yeah.
it's easy and fun.
Yeah.
And then we played Taverns of Tiefenthal
Not
last night
as easy, but still fun.
with all the modules.
Nice.
Taught it.
Can you play with all of them? I guess you can. I was trying to think if there were any that contradicted each other, but
No.
I don't think there are.
Nope, it's that well designed a game.
Ooh.
And then we played a
Yeah.
couple rounds of Unusual Suspects. Have you played Unusual Suspects?
No, but I know what it is. I actually got a
For
promo.
the rest of us, explain what usual suspects
You're
is.
unusual.
You're killing me,
Unusual
Smalls.
suspects.
Yeah, there's no cars are so sick.
I had a promo card for that game though at Gen Con. There was like the year
Did they take your
released it.
picture?
Yeah, they took everyone's picture and then like turned you into that art style of the game, like
Yeah.
as close as they could, whatever. So I have
Sure.
that somewhere. A picture of me for that game I've never played.
I'll throw it in my copy and I'll make sure.
And I'm just assuming it's not based on the movie.
Yep. Nah.
It's like jokingly right the idea of that though.
Yeah, I
where
mean,
it's-
you're basically-
it's a lineup and
So you got a lineup of 12 cards. It's a 3x4. You lay them all out. Boom. You got this group of people, all these different people, pictures of people.
good job. Yeah.
And then one person has a card, and it's all the spaces are numbered. One of them
Okay.
circled. So if I'm looking at it and the 7 is circled, that's the person that I need you guys to figure out.
It's like the future
Oh,
of Guess Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like it.
Then the other players are going to flip over a card, that's got questions on it. Like, has this guy played high school sports? Or has this person played high school sports? And you're going to look at some of these people and you're going to go, nope. And you're going to flip over as many as you want. So the faster you do it, the better score you get if you're keeping score. But obviously, if you flip over the person that, is the actual criminal, you lose. So the person that is essentially that knows the answer has two cards. One's a green check mark and one's a red X. So, you play the one or the other and you're not allowed to say anything else. And that kind of gets around the like, yes or no. Exactly. Like if your body language can kind of give some stuff away. But it's fun. We played it. We didn't keep score.
Yeah, I really want to play it because, so Guess Who? Yep. Old game.
Yep.
Not very fun, but
I've heard of it. I'm aware of it.
Really?
But I'm just kidding.
But I heard someone playing a version of Guess Who that I thought was just hilarious, and it's basically what that idea of unusual suspects is. Where in Guess Who, right? It's like, is it a girl? Are they blonde?
Oh,
right?
Sure.
Like you do that kind of stuff. But like in the version of Guess Who they were playing that I think they had made up themselves, but this might exist. You basically had to ask really like weird, I don't know how to word it, but like weird personal questions. Like, would this person have more than one credit card? Oh. And you're like judging the people based off
but
that.
That's the thing
and
that's how this stack of questions is.
That's what I'm saying is like, I really want to play this.
Yeah.
I love that idea of like, just
that sounds super fun.
Judging people.
Ironically, it got real weird for like a second. One of them was, has this person ever been to a protest? And it's like, boop. Nobody wanted to flip over anything.
What kind of protest?
Jeez.
But I want to do it with like a high school yearbook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be,
Easily. It's like that game, Faces. Isn't there a game called like Faces?
I think so.
Where you're judging or whatever, and people just like take pictures of people off the internet, like stock photos, and just thousands of pictures for this game,
Man.
So yeah, I got to play Unusual. We played a couple rounds of Unusual Suspects. Good times were had.
Yeah, I get it, Tim. You get to play games every week. It's
Not
so cool.
every week, but guys, you got to figure out a time. I need to play Mezzo so bad.
Oh yeah, you've already played it
once.
Yeah.
No, not enough. We didn't even get to finish our game.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that doesn't count.
Bob and I got taught the game by one of the one of the designers.
Gotcha.
And so, I know. We do stuff and get to meet people.
So cool.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm not trying to rub it in, but you're right.
It was kind of cool. But okay, so enough of me then humble bragging about actually playing games.
Yeah. As you guys can tell, though, because I don't think we mentioned this, I actually got him to play Smite because he said that earlier. I mentioned it once on a video. I didn't even tell him to play it. I was just like, Smite's awesome. It's free. Check it out if you want. And then he played it.
Two of my favorite keywords, awesome and free.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that helped.
Sweet.
Yeah, right.
And then you heard Cthulhu was coming, and that helped, too.
It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
And then I paid for the pay version of it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't get it for free anyway, but it's okay. We've all been there.
We've all been there. We have all been there. So, moving on. Our top 5 this week.
Yep.
Inspired by this man right here.
Top 5.
Jeff.
So you came up with this one.
Jeff came up with this
Yes.
idea.
I was wondering because this was hard for me.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I had so many good ones. Top 5 games
Yes.
that need like a movie or a
TV show or something
some
like
extra
that.
form of media to go along with it, right?
Yeah. See, this was kind of hard for me for the exact same reason, repetitive. I know. For the exact same reason I think I said my last list was hard for me is because I could easily just say my top 5 favorite games of all time and just say, oh, well, I wish there was a movie.
Yeah, but what would you do with, animal upon animal? Like, how would you make a movie out of that? I don't
I
get
could
it.
show you.
I've seen your your web browser.
No, but I was trying to make some that were different,
Okay.
right? Like different themes and stuff, and also just ones that there aren't too many other shows like, I guess. I was trying to shoot that. I don't know. It was hard. It was hard for me. My defenses for these are not going to be great. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a lot of me like, oh, that'd be a cool movie.
Oh, we'll just wreck you then. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll just wreck
Hey, if that works.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
Jeff.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
His idea.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah.
No
All right.
pressure.
No pressure, but I did warn them before we began filming. My first one's kind of a cheat because it already has a movie.
Oh.
but I hate it.
Yeah, you want a better movie. That's fine.
and I want a better movie.
Oh, okay.
Remember when I did that last week for the game? So that's totally
Yeah,
fine.
I think that's fair.
I think it's justified.
So my fifth one is Battleship.
Oh.
It does have a movie
Yes.
that we don't want to talk about.
Does it, though?
Yeah. And my idea for a Battleship movie,
Boy, he has ideas. I'm
Yeah.
screwed.
it would just be like two like naval like squadrons having like a war game.
Sure.
But it turns out either one of them is not who they say they are and are actually like trying to like use this to start an actual war or something.
Nice. Okay.
But you see like both, or maybe like a third squadron comes in and like these two like other squadrons
Like
have
a
to work
Hunt for
together.
Red October, Crimson
Yeah.
Tide kind of thing.
Like I was thinking Hunt for Red October, and I was like, because that movie is kind of like this, except
Yes.
it's only like, if I recall correctly, like one submarine. in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's one Russian nuclear sub trying to defect, maybe.
Defect. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of like that, and no aliens.
You know what's funny? So you know what's funny is I almost put U-Boot on my list. Is it on yours?
No, it's not.
But
You know what's really funny? I almost put Captain Sonar on my list.
So we all have submarine games.
Yeah, they're like all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I can dig it. Let's hear your weak sauce.
Oh, we're skipping you. This is which one
Let's
should
hear
I
your
say
weak
first?
sauce.
This one's weird. This is a weird pick. But I thought of this. I was just staring at my game shelf and I was like, oh, there's not a lot of many shows like that. So airplane, flying.
Oh, I thought you meant like airplane.
Yeah, no.
Like gladiator movies?
Flying. Airplane crashes in the desert. Pieces broken everywhere.
Forbidden Desert.
Forbidden Desert, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so just a show of these
You mean like
people-
Sahara?
No, not like Sahara, but I will say there was that Dennis Quaid movie. I can't remember what it's called. I thought of it literally right now.
Oh, Flight of the Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah. I just remembered that,
Yes.
and I was like, oh, crap. That's kinda, but anyway.
Nope, that's fine. Doesn't exist.
Yeah, so, well, I would say, though, that in the Forbidden Desert one, it's fantasy, right? They're flying like a ridiculous
ornithopter.
contraption thing. So it would be like a fantasy thing, right? And they crash in the desert, their thing is destroyed, and they are exploring the desert trying to survive, find more pieces, or more likely craft more pieces.
Sure.
If you're doing like a show or a movie, find ways to create more pieces to get their plane to fly out of this desert. We could even say the desert, if you're doing like a movie or a show kind of thing, is like, so they're flying and then you get like that oh man, what's that Manhattan Project thing, or not where they somehow enter a different dimension throws them into this other desert world.
Yeah.
They crash and they have to build a thing to get back out of this dimension.
So you now made it into the old Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Never watched
where
it.
we got on a roller coaster, go through a portal,
Never watched
and
it.
Oh,
ended
man.
up in the fantasy world.
God,
and then
that
they
roller
spent the whole
coaster.
series trying to get
Didn't
back.
know that was a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. And one of the characters is called literally the Dungeon Master, and he's this like Yoda guy.
This Yoda ripoff.
looking dude.
I still love that cartoon though. But yes, clearly a Yoda ripoff.
But I don't know why it came to me. I was just looking at this and I was like, oh, that would be an interesting little world of this like crashed plane, Flight of the Phoenix.
Well, what's interesting too is that
Did you fall asleep watching Flight of the Phoenix last night?
I do love Dennis Quaid. I do love
there are other games too in that series. So like if like the first season or movie was successful, you could like
Then do Forbidden Island.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
finally
Forbidden
escape and
Sky.
accidentally crash. And they're like, what?
What?
yeah,
Again?
or they're trying to get home in this like fantasy world and they just have to like hop to an
I just
island
think
and then
there's
do
cool
a
things you can do with that too that board game movies don't do enough
I
of.
feel like
Clue.
you've just described a new movie for The Rock to be in.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, sorry, you were saying about Clue.
I was just gonna say, like, Clue kind of does this. I want more board games to do this. So, like, let's say in this Forbidden Desert TV show, the character who is the pilot in the Forbidden Desert thing always wears a pink shirt or something because he's the pink piece in the game. Whatever,
I
you
see.
know?
Yeah.
I want him to do more stuff like
right,
that.
right.
Games just don't do that, or movies. I mean, and stuff that are based off games. They don't do that. They always get so blatant with the references, and it's not like
right.
cool little subtle things.
Well, I'm the pilot.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even name them sometimes.
I'm the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Clue did that very well.
Clue is
Yeah,
amazing.
Clue does a
I
really good
love-
job. In all
One of my
fairness,
favorite movies.
You know, it's
five.
literally Mr. Green and Professor Plum
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yes,
it's
but
not,
they,
it's not that
oh,
hard.
they do
No
it so
real
well.
names.
Mr. Body. Mr. Body. The dead body. It's Mr. Body. Come on. It's the best.
And the actors leaving.
Yeah. Did you know that the singing telegram lady was she from the Bengals? Like she was an actual like.
You just said, "Did you know?" and then weren't sure what you were going to
Correct.
say.
Well, I lost it. I had it, and I forgot if she was from the Bengals or a different female '80s.
No, I didn't know
Bengals. Man.
Bengals.
All right. Deep cut.
The singing telegram chick, which is like my favorite joke. Da-da-da-da-da-da. They shoot it.
So anyway, Forbidden
good.
Desert. That's my basic idea for me staring at that game and being like, "That'd be interesting."
All right, so my first one is so obvious. I can't believe you didn't take it because the artwork for the game is all laid out, and it would make a great series of animated movies. Villainous.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
I was about to get mad.
Just go play Kingdom Hearts. No.
I almost did that
It's
though,
so
just
villainous.
because of what you said last week. Like almost like Battlestar Galactica, you know?
Right.
Stuff like
Right. No, I was like dying to do that all
that. Yeah,
week.
really funny.
So Tricarion. Technically, there's maybe two movies that you could say are based like in a similar world. But so Tricarion is you are a Victorian era magician, and you're crafting tricks, creating tricks, and presenting tricks. So you're all competing magicians. So I know that there's the Prestige,
Sure.
and that there's the what's the Ed Norton one?
The Illusionist.
The Illusionist, which I've never seen.
It's
I am
good,
aware
but
of.
Prestige is so much better.
Oh, Prestige is
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
But I thought like a actual like a TV series maybe.
In all fairness, we should just say all these are like TV series. They're almost always better as TV series.
maybe
so.
yeah, maybe.
Could go either way. Could go either way.
But I think the Tricarion could be really neat if you had some good characters and you could follow like the craft and and
Sure.
just sort of it'd be a period piece, and Tricarion's a really neat game anyways.
It'd be really interesting if you had like if it was a series, like do like one like storyline, but like have each episode told from a different perspective,
Right,
from a
like a
different
Rashomon.
magician
Yes, please.
or something.
Right.
That
Yeah.
is one of my favorite things ever.
Oh, so that's like why which one is it?
Go on.
The Last Jedi is so good because you see what happens with Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker
No, that's not what I'm
from
talking
different
about.
angles.
What I'm talking about is like the movie Vantage Point, which is not a great movie.
That's a trigger.
Right.
Pull that trigger.
But the movie Vantage Point, not a great movie.
Correct.
But love what they did there.
I love the idea.
The whole movie's 15 minutes long, and you just keep rewatching the same
Right.
15 minutes from different points. And one of the reasons I loved
Knives Out.
Haunting of Hill House is because like each episode almost follows a different character.
Oh,
as they're
okay.
unlocking,
That is an amazing series.
Oh, it's
Man, I have to go watch that now.
You need to watch it. It's amazing.
It is my favorite horror thing I have ever seen. I'm
Really?
telling you that right now. Yeah, I love that show.
And he looks in the mirror after he gets out
I
of the shower.
know. Actually, I don't, but for that reason.
For that reason.
But anyway, yeah. So Tricarion.
Tricarion, that's mine. That's my 5. Okay, so what's your 4?
My 4. It was a website first, then a card game.
What?
Ninja Burger.
Oh, I'm aware of. Okay. Okay.
Nope.
It's made by Steve Jackson Games, and basically you pick one of like 6 ninjas in the card game, and you have to deliver burgers to people, but the trick is you have to do it silently, stealthily, and they can't see you, and each like character has different stats.
See, so I'm imagining almost like a Teen Titans Go kind of like attitude of the card, where it's very like goofy and all the ninjas have different
Oh
personalities.
yeah, definitely a goofy, over the top, almost Ninja Turtle personality ish kind of thing.
And like I imagine it kind of as like a cartoon series of like 11 minutes snippets of
yeah,
like
even better,
those
yeah.
like Cartoon Network type shows, like
Where they throw it like late at night, like Adult Swim.
yeah.
I don't know why it's so funny picturing ninjas trying to deliver pizza in my head.
And the best
sorry,
part about
burgers.
this is like
It's called Ninja.
there's also, I can't remember, I think it's in the card game, but there's this rival food place that's just full of samurai.
Nice.
That causes
Of course.
issues.
Yes.
Right, they're natural predator.
Indeed.
Excellent. Ninja Burger.
Yeah, never heard of it. That's a fun
Yeah.
idea.
It's an interesting game. I remember it more as a website than the game, but I think
Sure.
more people nowadays might remember it more as a game than
Might
the
know card
website.
game.
So
yeah. All right, Dan, top that.
Crap, I forgot. I have to keep going. Okay, this one's pretty easy. So this actually does already have some things like comic books and stuff like that. But I honestly just really want to branch out to almost like The Boys, kind of the Amazon show.
Sentinels of the
Multiverse.
When you said The Boys, I was like, I know what it is.
I love the characters. I love their personalities just from their decks and stuff. I love the look of them, all the design and stuff. I even love the style.
That theme is so good in that game.
It's so good. And I've heard only great things from the comic books and stuff that expand on the characters.
I haven't read any of them, but yes.
I didn't know it was a comic book.
Yeah. And there's
that makes sense, but
and there's a board game coming out.
Ooh.
I talked about it last week. But yeah, so Sentinels of the Multiverse cooperative game where you each have a deck that is you. So like I can't think of any of their names right now. Tempest. I know Tempest is like the
Tempest, not Sub-Zero, but
not Sub-Zero. Yeah, it's more like Captain Cold. I can't think of his name though.
No, it's like
Sub-Zero, Sub-Freeze.
There's the Dr. Tachyon, the speedy guy.
Oh, Tachyon, yeah. And so it's the Flash, Superman, Batman. It's all them, and so that deck is you, and you're all working together, playing cards on your turn to defeat the main bad guy. And it's a fantastic game. A little fiddly, but it's one of those games. It is a little fiddly,
but it's rewarding when you win because it's tough.
It's tough, especially with It's one of those games where like the more people you play with,
the worse it is sometimes.
It gets impossible. Like you play with like 4 people and you're like, we're gonna lose, but we'll have fun.
That's interesting.
Jerk. Yeah.
You think with more superheroes they'd have an easier time defeating the villain, but
yeah, no, they just get in each other's way.
Well, because sometimes it's like the villain will do X damage, where X is the number of heroes.
So
exactly.
Like, no,
and you just get blasted.
Okay.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's just an amazing superhero show following these characters.
I'm down
because like Marvel's been great. DC has existed.
Mm-hmm.
The Boys.
The Boys is really good.
Fantastic.
It's so dark.
So more stuff like that, but like with these characters in this universe.
Is Carl Urban in it?
Carl Urban should be in everything.
Yes.
I agree. Okay,
yes.
we're good. We're good. Directed by Taika Waititi.
I don't even love Carl. I don't even love Carl Urban like as an actor. He's fine. There's nothing wrong.
What is wrong?
What
with
I'm
you?
saying is, it's just him as like a person. His personality. I just want him in everything.
That dude's amazing.
He's so nice.
That dude's amazing. He's so funny.
Yeah, and he yells for Rohan. So
Yeah, and he was the good Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
The good Judge Dredd. Okay, guys. You're going to love this next one.
Really?
Super excited about it.
Oh.
All right. You're in space.
I'm in space.
You're running.
No one can hear you.
Time is running out.
Okay.
But you don't know who you can trust.
Are you gonna say this?
Battlestar Galactica.
I hate you.
I'm just kidding. That's not the real one.
Okay.
But it could be in space.
Oh.
Or it could be medieval themed.
Oh.
Clank.
Oh, you took my.
Took
mine.
This was number.
Okay.
This was
Take
number
mine,
6
one of mine.
for me.
All right, hold on. Don't erase it. Don't erase it. No, save Clank for yourself then. I will go to my next one then. And I might have stolen it from Dan.
Okay.
Lords of Helis.
Yep.
Did I steal it? Okay. I'm going down.
Let's just talk about it together.
No. Okay, you want to talk about it together?
Talk about
Okay.
Lords of Helis together.
So Lords of Helis, in the spirit of movies like Troy and things like that, you could do it as a straight up movie. Because I think it would work.
It would be like Clash of the Titans, but like good.
But better.
Yeah.
Right. No Sam Worthington. Like keep him as far away from that project. And no
He's the
Jai
only
Courtney.
one who agrees with a
Jai
shaved
Courtney's a bad
head.
one. Sam Worthington is passable to me at least. Jai Courtney is.
Jai Courtney is the worst.
He's a waste of.
So Jai Courtney is like a rock.
Never mind.
Like just with no personality.
He was fine as Captain Boomerang.
Oh god.
He was fine as Captain Boomerang. The movie might not be great, but he was fine. Like that was by far the best acting he's ever
It's so
done.
funny. I'm hiding over here and I'm cracking a beer while in the middle of a gunfight. Like, come on. I get it.
I'm just saying it's the best he's ever been. I'm not saying
Okay.
it's amazing.
I'll give you that. And then Sam Worthington is like just a lump of wood that has been urinated on by raccoons and
Oh my
possums. He's terrible. I hate him. Avatar sucks. The Terminator, he sucks in that Terminator Salvation. He's
All
terrible.
right.
I actually liked him in Salvation, but it's because his character, I felt the wood.
Oh, you
fit
mean
his personality? Like,
Sure.
like I'm saying, when he's supposed to be an actual character, like in Avatar,
right.
and like in I don't even know honestly, other Clash of the Titans, like
yeah.
he's supposed to be a character, maybe have like personality, but like in the Terminator, it was like almost supposed to be like you're not sure, like if he has a personality or not. Anyway,
So, Lords of Hellas, my ideas
Hellas.
would be like the Spartacus show or even like Game of Thrones, right? So, Lords of Helis, you've got all these different nations vying for control of like this cool cyberpunky ancient Greece.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's monsters coming in, but then there's other political factions. And so everybody's like vying for control. So very similar, right? Game of Thrones and things like that. You've got people and then you've also got like cause for episodes that could be just big battle scenes, you know.
Oh, I mean, this show would be a Game of Thrones destroyer, man.
Done right.
If that's what I'm saying.
And you don't do like 2 seasons that you don't need to. You're like, we don't really know how to wrap this up, so we're just gonna kind of do this.
Yeah,
How's that?
Just don't do the first season like The Witcher and have like really strange timeline thing
right.
going on.
I liked the first season. But I was like 4 episodes in before I had any idea what was happening.
Yeah,
because I had not played the game.
I've yet to watch it because I've never played the games, but I hear it's really good.
It's good. I liked it.
So what do you got for Lords of Hellas?
So Lords of Hellas.
I knew that he was probably.
Here's what. This was the first one I wrote down.
I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Thought it might be.
So the thing I would do with Lords of Hellas is because I feel like studios would be tempted to make the gods. You know what I'm saying? To make the
like
main characters
Gods of Egypt.
No, but here's what I'm saying is like, so I feel like what they would do is they would have all the different factions be run by humans, like Game of Thrones, where it's like the Starks and stuff.
Right.
And then every once a season, like one of the gods steps in, like Heracles steps in, and he has this really big part. How I would do it though is I would have each of the factions run
By their
a
hero.
god, by a hero,
Yeah.
By their heroes.
and they are competing.
Yes.
You know, like that's how I just don't think studios would take that route. But like I want,
No, you have to.
I want Heracles to be the leader of this faction.
You
And
I think it
have
depends on who would do it too.
Yeah.
You'd have
you
to
know?
have it done that way. I agree with you. You would have. That's your main character. That's Ed Stark. Ned Stark is the reason you love the Starks. You know what I mean? And then everybody else, you get their personalities, and then you love them or hate them for whatever, right?
I'm trying to think of who all is in Lords of Hells right now. I'm just so bad with names because there's Heracles. There is the
there Achilles?
sword and shield guy.
There's
Starts with a P. I think.
Leonidas,
the guy that can teleport.
Heracles? I don't know.
Heracles.
I'm just naming
It's just Heracles, but with a P.
No,
or
I know. I'm drawing so many blanks.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, you are correct.
Perseus or something.
Perseus.
Perseus is the
Yeah.
P,
There you
not
go.
Heracles. Heracles and Pericles. They're brothers and they don't like each other.
And then Heracles.
And
instead of
Eric.
Achilles.
But they just call him Eric because it's easier.
Wow.
Greek hero Achilles.
But yeah, so this show, all these different factions all competing to rule Westeros.
Greasteros.
And you know, you get Medusa and the Cyclops and all these creatures.
And you go on quests.
Because like that's what I think should be. So instead of what I think the studio would do, which would be that the gods are like this rare thing that is awesome and it's going to mean this awesome fight. I think the gods should be in every episode.
Well, I don't even see them as gods. They're the hero. In the
heroes.
game, they're the heroes.
I get it, but they
And I
do
see the
have
gods as
powers.
the
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why they're heroes.
But you're right. The monuments are the gods. But
And then even then, you've got like the progression of the monuments.
yeah,
And-
seeing the monuments actually build throughout the show would be
see?
so
Dude,
cool.
be good.
So
Be
cool.
really good.
And like, see, I think the monsters should be the ones that show up like once or twice a season. It's just like, oh my gosh, they got
And-
the Cyclops
and
now.
But you lay the threads early, right?
yeah,
So you
you
hear
set it
about
up.
people disappearing or something happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It almost reminds me of that NBC miniseries of The Odyssey. That was
right.
in the 90s, you know?
Yes, I remember that.
Where maybe film the entire thing in like one go, or like at least part of it, then have like 2.5 hour like episodes each week.
There you go.
Oh, sure.
Do it Lord of the Rings style, right?
Yeah.
Just film it all at once.
But legitimately, I think a mixture between Game of Thrones and Clash of the Titans, but if both were great.
Listen, Game of Thrones gives you like 4 good years.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
I will-
if both were at the top of their game,
Right.
But you mixed it with this theme,
Right.
I think we'd have a show like of the century.
I
here.
need Bubo the Clockwork Owl.
Cool.
That's from the original Clash of the Titans movie.
Oh, cool.
And then Sam Worthington like pulls it out of a chest and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is dumb," and
Yeah.
throws it.
No,
Interesting.
thank
Dumb.
you.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Get over yourself.
listen here. The original Clash of the Titans, Harry Hamlin, Burgess Meredith. It's good stuff. man.
Hey, John Boyega does the same thing, man. He pulls that little training droid out of the Millennium Falcon thing and he just throws it over his
Listen
shoulder.
here. John Boyega is a saint.
No, he's awesome. But he just throws it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, but Sam Worthington's not funny.
No,
I can't
Sam
argue that.
Worthington's a turd.
I can't argue that.
Okay.
Listen. Hey, it's your job, man. You get paid, do it. Whatever. Lucky you, Sam. Lucky you.
Ugh. Ugh.
Sam Worthington is like a board game expert watching this video right now, and he's like, well, these guys suck.
That's your Australian accent?
I'm set for life. I'm in 5 more Avatar movies.
I forgot where he was from.
Yeah, I think he's Australian. Yeah. And yeah, he is set for life because he's in 5 more Avatar movies.
Yep.
Which
He
unfortunately...
doesn't need to work again if he doesn't want to, which he shouldn't. But you know.
Oh my God.
Agreed. Let's just burn him down.
What is the name of this episode?
Right?
Sorry, Sam.
I'm not. Now, Jai Courtney, we're coming for you next week.
Yeah. At least his name is Sam. Your name's Jai.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You sound like a Starbucks order.
not judging. If your name's Jai, it's a cool name.
Jay Courtney.
Name's not
I have a latte for Jay Court.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so since we Lords of Helis it up,
Clank.
let's do it, buddy.
All right.
So I was thinking, and it's funny that we came to this earlier, is that you do sort of that either Saturday morning or like after school cartoon version of Clank,
Okay.
where you've got these adventures. So like instead of just everybody going against each other and going down in the dungeon, you just kind of got like this group of characters. They all go down into the dungeon and there's like hijinks, and they're trying to get stuff. And then the dragon might have like an overlord, like a couple of henchmen that come out and they're always trying to get stuff back. And then in the Clank in Space is sort of like a similar thing, right? You've got like this ragtag group of heroes that goes through and they're trying to, steal stuff from that evil overlord off of his Star Destroyer. Not Star Destroyer.
No, it's a straight.
It's interesting because I thought of it as a live action movie.
All right, let's hear it.
Where it's like it's kind of tense but also funny. I don't know what
heist movie.
Kind of like a heist movie.
I'm down.
Sure,
But it's
Ocean's
like
11.
Yeah,
Clank.
like Ocean's 11, medieval fantasy.
I'm still down. Clank's so good. Like you could do whatever you want with it, really. And
And the dragon's like the casino owner or something.
he's Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia as a dragon, yes.
No, that'd be you could do a movie, right? As long
Yeah.
as it's not like the Dungeons and
Or
Dragons.
you could do the thing where it's like a movie and do the TV like cartoon as well
right.
to like supplant that like income
True
for
like
that company.
80s, 90s fashion where you
Yeah.
got like the Bill and Ted cartoon
Or
and
like
the Beetlejuice
RoboCop or-
cartoon and the RoboCop cartoon,
Rambo cartoon.
Back to the Future cartoon, Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters. So many. Yes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I'm interested in how well the theme is going to come through here
For Clank?
Yeah.
See, I think
Well, because I also pictured as like a Ocean's 11 type movie. I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. But then how do you get all that in there? Like the Clank, what it's named after, and like all that kind of stuff.
I mean, there could be tense moments where it's like kind of dark and all you hear is like subtle noises and everyone's like, don't.
I like the idea that, especially because you say there's comedic elements here, I like the idea that one of the times, like maybe one of the first times they make noise, like someone like backs up and they bump something and it bumps a bunch of like blue cubes off. And so you got like the blue cubes that are making the clank.
See, now here you are as a producer coming in and forcing the issue.
I get it. I am. I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out how you're even going to get the theme
No,
to
you just
come through.
all
And
is
it would star
Clank.
Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney.
Oh, do they get eaten in the beginning, like Deep Blue Sea style? Like they're like, yeah. And then it's the dragon just.
They can be GOB or whatever.
Yeah. But I think
That'd be the opening scene, and then the real like thieves come into the dragon.
right.
Dragon
That's your
nest.
cold open.
Yeah.
So I think how you incorporate the Clank is that they have to be silent or as quiet as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like in the spaceship one, right? In Clank in Space, when they make noise or they do something that allows the ship to detect them, then there's some sort of like self-defense, automated defense thing in the ship
Sure.
that kicks in that then they've got to overcome and then they can move past that. And
Sure. I'm just overthinking it. I'm just trying to think of if the movie comes out in theaters called Clank, why? How do they explain in the movie why it's called
sure.
Clank? That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Well,
I
again,
always
Awesome,
assumed it
though.
was
Like I
just
said.
because of heavy armor or something,
Like I said, it was my number
Clanking.
6.
That's fair.
Clank is a great choice.
Okay, so what do you got next?
Oh crap.
Don't
Okay.
blow it.
No, so this one, this is what I'm picturing.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Enemy at the gates.
Yeah.
Okay? Great
Jude Law.
movie. Yes, great movie. That universe. Okay.
So you
and
mean
then
World War II?
Well, you know
like
what I'm
in
saying. That
Russia?
art style, that character-wise, all that stuff. Oh, and then all of a sudden, there's just these giant freaking mechs everywhere.
Oh, Scythe?
Scythe. yeah. That's no, but I'm honestly kind of amazed that there is nothing from Scythe in production already, because that is a universe that is like, wow, how is that not already a show? You know, like that's it.
I could see that going anime. Like, as somebody that doesn't watch a ton of anime,
Very true.
but like, I'm like always kind of anime curious.
Yeah.
And they do have World War II mech anime out there.
Correct.
So it's,
that type
wouldn't
of
be far fetched.
does exist, yeah. But just
You could do an amazing series though, of like, you know, you're trying to go out there and restart the factory, like, you know, and you're
that's what I almost want is I want the series to be very human. Like if I was doing it, like the thing that popped into my head is, you know, I thought I wrote on my forehead for a second. You know the scene from Edge of Tomorrow,
Yep.
great movie, where they're at the barn.
Oh yeah.
Like I want it to feel like that. It's these people surviving, you know, all this kind of stuff, and you just see the world around them. Like a horrific view in this show to me would be them standing on their front porch as they just see the mechs
go walking by.
way by.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're just little blurry things in the distance.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
don't
just
need
like,
you don't
need War of the Worlds, where it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, you don't need that.
That's got some great scenes though.
It does, but that is not what this universe would ask
I
for.
agree.
Is what
It's
I'm
more
saying.
subtle.
Yeah, just very subtle. Just people living their lives in this horrible.
Yes.
This horrible situation.
And you've got a group of people that are trying to like
And you can have, like, that's what I'm saying is, to me, the scary factor of this is like there's a whole episode where the mechs are getting too close to their house and there's a fight that's going to go on and they're just hiding in their basement and you don't even see the fight. You just hear everything going on as these people are trying to hide.
like dirt, like the ground rumbles and the dirt's
and they're
like coming
covering
down.
up their basement windows and like I'm literally
it's kind of
shivers.
no windows.
This is super weird analogy, but kind of reminds me of the original Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, you're bored yourself up in the house.
Where you don't really see the zombies out there,
Sure,
but it's just like these guys in a house
There's a presence.
losing their minds, trying to like stay sane, trying to survive and be like, we just have to survive this, guys.
Right.
And the classic episode that every show like this would have, right, where some soldiers come by and ask, we have to stay in your house.
Oh,
for a
yeah.
while, and
Do you let them?
Yeah, like that situation of like.
I thought you were gonna say the one where they like 3 seasons in, then reminisce about like things that happened in previous seasons, and it's just like a greatest hits episode.
Oh yeah.
You know,
But
like all the
you
sitcoms do.
never saw those previous.
Yeah,
You never saw it.
These are flashbacks that never existed. Yeah, but yeah, that's how I would do it. Is just these people living their lives like farmers in the horrible situation that they were put in.
I like it.
And I think Scythe.
You're a
would be
depressed, sad man.
Awesome. Yeah. Just kidding. Yeah.
War is horrible.
All right.
Never changes.
All right. My next one. You ready? Okay. These group of people are isolated on the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Again. You don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
Can't let them escape.
Affectionate Outpost 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing.
Yeah.
No. But for real.
Or 31.
Am
not
I gonna
13,
steal?
right?
Am I gonna steal yours?
I
if
doubt
I say
it. I only
Betrayal
have
at
one
House
left.
on the Hill.
Nope. Once again, almost. I think it's a great idea. I just didn't put it on my list.
I want Betrayal, but I want it done like The Haunting of Hill House.
Yep. Haunting of Hill House with the. I was thinking that's almost what I wanted. See, I would. Well, say your idea first.
No, that's kind of it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
But like maybe it starts. I think my version would start at the betrayal.
Sure.
And then you are flashing between like the build up so that you're learning who the characters are
Oh, okay.
as you start to see some things happen.
Tarantino.
I wish. But yeah, that's kind of how I would do it. So that you don't just have this whole build up and then the betrayal and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
But like, some movies where I don't want to say that like they show you the end first and then the rest of the movie is how they got to that
That's
point.
Tarantino. That's why I said that. He does that a lot.
It jumps around in timeline. That's fair. But that's kind of what I was thinking is something like that, but nice and tense. And if you did it as a TV series, you could really stretch it out and like do a lot of fun things and develop characters, but it could also work as a movie. Like you could do it as like a good hour and a half, 2 hour movie, like real brisk. You don't need a ton, but if you really wanted to invest in the characters and like get into some cool stuff. But if you did it like American Horror Story style, where you did it like a series, so then you could do different themes in different houses.
Which is almost
Interesting, yeah.
what Haunting of Hill House is supposed to be, from what I hear.
Fingers crossed. I'm waiting for that second season, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so I saw a lot of people online say Betrayal House on the Hill.
Okay, sure.
So I thought about this a lot, and I think it's an amazing idea. I almost think how I would do it right is I think it has the great potential, especially with that name and stuff, to be like the next Goosebumps. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that type of a serialized.
So you want Jack Black in it?
But I'm just saying like that kind of like a bunch of stories in this universe with the name Betrayal at House on the Hill, you know.
So I wouldn't say Goosebumps. What is like just so an anthology horror movie?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was going to say was I feel like it could be like the next Goosebumps, but like a really dark version.
Yeah.
Like it's so kids have Goosebumps now, adults have Betrayal at House on the Hill.
So would it always be the
like-
same house?
Well, I think so.
Different people
I
go
think
into
that's
the
how it
house
works
and
because the
different-
whole point is it's called Betrayal at the House on the Hill, right?
Right,
So
right.
it's
That's
linked to
fine.
that house somehow.
Right.
But that's how kind of in my brain I was like that'd be really cool to do that. But yeah, you're
Sure.
kind of we keep circling around to this because it really is just it would be the Haunting of Hill House, but with a different
But
idea.
when it's that good, right? Like it's
I
fine.
know we've talked about it so many times already. It's amazing. It's
fine.
so good.
It's good. It's okay that it's that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was mine.
Yeah, Betrayal
Betrayal.
though, fantastic.
Okay. So I'm going to switch my list around a little bit because my number one was kind of similar. So I'm going to make that my number two.
Okay.
Mysterium.
Yeah. All right.
Because when I was doing this list, I was like, what game could like be a movie? And then I remembered I played Mysterium once. I really liked the concept. I wasn't really great at the game.
It's tough. It's a tough game.
Sure. So it's
But-
like
The psychics-
paranormal clue.
Yeah, it's like one player's kind of like the DM.
Right.
They're like a ghost and they're giving you clues.
Really abstract pictures.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this picture represents something, and you have to figure out what it represents. But you have to be like, my problem with the game personally is like you have to be kind of like in tune with like the person you're.
Play with people you know really well.
Yeah, and every time I got a card, I was like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Fairy tales? Is
Right.
that some sort of clue?
Right. Is that a thing? Is that something we're trying to do? Yeah, no,
Roads?
Mysterium is really tough. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a snob elitist right now. I have the Polish version versus the U.S. version.
Okay.
The Polish version is it's a little simplified. It's a little less fiddly than the U.S. release. But so I prefer that, even though the components in the new version are better, much better.
Yeah.
But they do simplify it a little bit. I think it makes it like this much easier, but not a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's not like the bidding on who's going to get it right kind of thing, which I find really confusing and obnoxious.
I like that mechanic.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
but like my idea
fine.
would be like it could work as a movie or a TV show, but like a bunch of paranormal experts go into this place, but they're all competing with each other to like
Be the first one to solve the crime.
and a ghost is trying to help out. Maybe
They keep having visions.
that like maybe the good paranormal experts or something,
Right.
Because I'm sure there'd be like villain paranormal experts.
Well, if so, let me just. I'm gonna make fun of Dan real quick. In Dan's version of this,
Yes.
one of the bad paranormal experts is the person that did it. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
How does that even mean?
I don't know. I was just thinking of what was that? Mindhunters. What's that movie?
Oh,
One of those movies you like.
Okay, yeah. I accept.
If I recall, Mysterium has like a countdown aspect to it, like a clock
Also,
aspect.
yeah, you got a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and so maybe that would play into like
solve
the
it before midnight.
Right.
Like,
So
maybe
the
like
ghost only
28
has so much time to.
yeah. Maybe it could be like a 24-hour mechanic too, where after each episode, it'd be like dunk, dunk,
Oh yeah.
like
It's funny if you play the app version of Mysterium, it does have like a clock that, that moves between turns, as does Elder Sign, which is really
oh
depressing because usually when that clock goes all the way around, like really bad stuff starts happening to you. Like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah. I like this idea of. I mean, in my head, it's basically just Clue, but they all have that paranormal stuff, and you're following this group of people, Knives Out-ish, right? You're following
Right.
this group of people that keep like whenever they go to sleep, they have these visions, and they're trying to figure out what these visions mean, and
that'd be cool
all,
too,
all that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yep.
To solve this murder, and I like that. Good idea, man.
Yeah, I'll take
Mysterium
it.
did not even cross my mind.
Mysterium's a good one. Mysterium is a good one. All right. What do you got?
So this is the last one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wait, I thought that was your number 2.
Yeah, but he had a linked one with you. Did that?
Yeah,
we did
that was
have
Clank. Yeah.
Okay, because I've got a few extra. Because I wrote extra because I was worried about having crossover.
Go ahead.
I didn't write down extra, but I can think of some. But so my last one, guys.
Battlestar Galactica.
Come on, Tim. Come on. Come on. So
I think I know what this is.
So anyway, what is it?
Just from editing the videos.
Yeah, what is it?
Pandemic.
No, it's not.
No.
Pandemic.
Okay.
No, that a lot of people talk about Pandemic
Ooh.
too. I don't know. To me, it's like another medic show.
We've got
like,
Contagion. We've
yeah.
got.
I just mean like we have ER and House
Yeah.
and all.
True.
But so space. Yep. Everyone is vying for control of Mechatol Rex.
Oh, I should have known.
Come on.
Should have known.
Twilight
Wing
Imperium,
Commander.
guys.
Just kidding.
Twilight Imperium. It's so good. That universe. It's like Dune, right? Like that universe
Yes.
is just so good and so well thought out, and the races are so different and interesting. And like, how are in an actual movie or TV series, how are the lion people whose names I never remember and everyone gets mad at me for it? How are they going to interact with like the virus and stuff, you know, and how all those things actually work together? And the show would be huge. Like all the different races and seeing how they're controlling the
Game
planets.
of Thrones. It would be Game of Thrones.
yeah.
Here.
In space.
But yeah, I don't honestly have too much to talk about it. We've talked about it a lot. It's Twilight Imperium. First of all, that name. That name is incredible. Who came up with the name Twilight Imperium?
It's really good.
But
It's really
yeah.
good.
So a show, it's a sci-fi show where there's a bunch of different factions, very political show, very Battlestar Galactica and Game of Thrones, right? Very political, but with the fighting in there. And at the center of the universe or the galaxy or whatever is Mechatol Rex, and everyone wants to control that planet. And it's all about the politics and the wars to get Coruscant.
It is the Iron Throne.
Yeah, it is the Iron Throne.
Coruscant. Iron
Coruscant.
Throne. All the same.
Coruscant.
Coruscant.
But Twilight Imperium. That's me. I'm out. I know. I brought it up again. See you guys later.
All right. I just wish somebody would make a movie out of Star Wars Rebellion.
I thought about saying that.
I really do.
I thought about saying that.
Just kidding.
But stretch it out between like 9 main films.
Yes, you want 9 films, lots of characters. Now, not all the films are created equal, right? You're going to have like 3 really good ones.
Yeah.
And you're going to like have some that are like some people think are really bloated and overproduced over here. And then you have some that people think were just kind of like hack jobs that were rewrites of the other ones that came before it.
I think it's really important to spread, spread the writing style.
Those original 3 are good at first, and then they go back and redo them and add a bunch of stuff to them
that's
that
really
are
important.
that make them not as good.
Yeah, that's really important.
Then just spin tail off into like other movies and TV series.
Tailspin?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So I've got 2 big boys that I still want to really talk about that I think would be really good.
Okay.
GKR heavy hitters.
Yes.
Giant killer robots.
Going with your anime thing from earlier too.
Right?
That
So
is-
giant killer robots, it is in the future, and corporations are sponsoring these big mechs that are basically destroying what's left of these wrecked cities. So think of Chicago in one of those crappy Transformer movies where it's like abandoned and wrecked. Except now these mechs go in, and it's a TV show where these corporations are paying the mechs to tag the buildings with the corporation logos. But the other mechs you're battling the other mechs at the same time, and you can wreck the buildings, but you still like get points if you wreck the buildings. And it's a game show, TV show, and like corporate sponsors. So like if you play a corporate sponsor card, they will give you a boost. So if you do things, you gain these corporate sponsorship things, and you've got abilities. That game is so much fun.
That reminds me of a weird mix between The Running Man
Yes.
and What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, I will take both and put those together. I love The Running Man, the movie. So it's so not good, but it's so good. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura, Arnold, Richard Dawson.
Jesse Ventura's in that movie.
So good.
Plane Zero.
Now Plane Zero.
It's like literally the fight scene from Transformers, but
good.
But all the Transformers are in the Hunger Games right now. Like that's like what it is, and it's hilarious.
GKR's, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I love that game. I love the theme. I love it's so much fun to play because you just have these giant, ridiculous mechs. They each come with like a deck of cards. You're going to select abilities, but all of the weaponry that you pick is unique to the mechs. So one mech might have like a big old shoulder mounted laser, but none of the others do. So you're the only one with that specific kind of armament.
Yeah, and you like build your deck at the beginning.
Right.
Ooh.
It's fun, man. If you ever want to play.
Yeah.
If you ever want to play, it's so much fun.
It's really good. And it plays up to like 4.
It plays 4 players. Yeah. Yes. But I thought, I was like, what would be like a crazy, over the top, hilarious kind of show? And you could just really do it wild and like tongue in cheek.
Oh, yeah.
And you could have Jason Bateman and the other guy. F&A, Cotton. Dude. That's a bold move.
Bold move.
Let's see how.
Or that
character.
Hugh Jackman movie, Real Steel.
Oh, Real Steel.
That also kind of reminds me of that.
If I know he's gone now, but if you could have Fred Willard from Best in Show doing commentary along with Jason Bateman from Dodgeball.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Jason Bateman from Dodgeball is one of my favorite characters of all time. That like, oh, they have surrendered. They are now out of the fight. Bold move. We'll see if it works out. What does that mean?
He's covering his eyes. I think that means he's not going to be able to see.
He's going to have a really hard time seeing.
Yes. And then you've got Fred Willard. What do they do? What are they looking for when they run him around there? That lady like checks the dog's area and he's like, woof, I'd hate to go out on a date with her. She's very thorough. Just all kinds of horrible things. Yeah. It'd be amazing. So anyways, GKR heavy hitters.
Great.
I want to play that game right now, and I would watch that show in a heartbeat, whether it was animated, live action. If it was just a movie, like you could do a bunch of Pacific Rim style movies, right?
Robot Jocks.
Yeah, also true. I like Pacific Rim better. Not 2, just the first one.
Yeah, I didn't like 2 as much.
I didn't enjoy 2 very much. It was fine, but
yeah,
that is good. Do you have another one, or
I do have another one.
Okay, good.
You had another one, didn't you?
I do, but I'm gonna let Jeff go.
King of Tokyo.
Yes. Almost said this one.
I thought about it. I just didn't know how I would do it.
I would
with kittens.
I would do it like as an animated movie that's kind of an homage, tongue in cheek homage to like kaiju movies.
Yeah,
sure.
Kind of like DreamWorks' Monsters vs. Aliens. Yes. How that was.
Sure. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
And if it's successful, you could do King of Tokyo or King of New York next.
King of New York.
And then you get the escape from ... thing. Right about just do King of.
Of ... Yeah. They're just going to go wreck a different city.
Every time.
King of Cleveland. They come out of the Great Lakes.
I'd love an after credit scene for it. I'm once again just thinking in movie form, but like you get King of New York and stuff, and then ends. Credits go after credit scene as all the monsters like just like picking up suitcases and, like onto the next city.
I thought you were going to say they're all sitting around eating shawarma.
Yeah. With one of them hiding their beard that they've grown out.
Yes, that's all right. They filmed that at the last minute. It's still brilliant.
Or hiding their lack of beard.
One or the other.
One or the other. But yeah. See, I thought of a couple ones that were very. The problem is they're just what's special about them. For some, like I love Arctic Scavengers. I've talked about it quite a bit. It is a deck building game. It killed Dominion for me.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, though, it's just a bunch of different factions going out during a like post-apocalyptic scenario in the snow and trying to survive. Right. So there's wars. There's just dirty dealing and stuff, right? And what is special about Arctic Scavengers that would make it a show versus other things? And I just couldn't think of
good
something.
Writing.
Yeah, well,
So do you have another one?
No, I didn't write down anything. I'm just thinking of my other options, which you guys already mentioned some with Betrayal and now the second one.
I don't know if you've ever heard of this game, but it's a really fun game. It is Escape from 100 Million BC. Have you played that?
I've heard of it.
Oh, really?
So you get in this time. I'm aware of it, but haven't played it. So essentially, it's a co-op game. You guys go back in time to see dinosaurs, but your time machine blows up.
Oh, no.
And the pieces are scattered.
Oh, it's Forbidden Desert.
No, it's worse because you've got to go and you've got to explore this whole map and try to find your pieces of your time machine so you can reassemble it. But here's the problem is that other time portals are opening up. And so like a Roman soldier might show up and you've got to get that guy back.
It's Rory.
And take him back to his portal because if he dies, it jacks up the timeline in the future.
Oh, right.
And you've got so much time, only so much time before you can get back, right? So there's other like historical figures. There's like Albert Einstein, like that pop up and you've got to like get him.
We better get him back.
And the game is really fun.
Yeah.
And there's dinosaurs. And then you can also jack up the timeline by killing things. So you're trying to not kill dinosaurs or things like as much as you can.
Sure.
And plus they're really hard to kill.
Just remember what your dad told you on your wedding day. Simpsons, no one. All right.
Wait, what
Sorry,
is
not a huge fan.
I love this.
There's a Treehouse of Horror where he goes back in time. It's like, remember, if you ever go back in time, don't step on anything.
Yes. So, and that's kind of what happens. So then when you're done, there's sort of like I forget what it's called, but there's a track around the board, and that's how much disturbance you've caused in the timeline.
Sure.
So then by the end of the game, you look in the back of the book, and it's got like all these numbered little stories. So you might literally go back, and it's like Planet of the Apes. So you're only human and everybody's apes now because you jacked up the past.
Which Planet of the Apes? Original, Burton, or the new ones?
I was going to say extra crispy. I would say original or new one. Anything with Mark Wahlberg, we can also steer clear personally.
Hey, what do you mean?
Hey, say hey to your mother for me. How's your mother doing?
You're being really rude.
Oh,
I'm an inventor.
that dude's good in one movie. One movie. Boogie Nights.
Oh,
Okay.
I can see why you like him.
All right.
Listen here. He is the star. Boogie Nights, awesome movie. Big Hit sucks. I love Lou Diamond Phillips. Wanted that movie to be good. No good. He's okay in The Departed, but there's so many other better.
Departed, that's good.
But he's not really why I like Departed.
Correct.
I like Departed in spite of him just being
he's
a
definitely
jerk
a
the whole
side
time.
character. He's kind of just himself.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Like a jerk version of himself.
Yeah.
Very much just Wahlberg there.
Yeah, he's kind of like what, Fear or
Like
whatever
he's
it
doing
was.
like his actual accent or something. In
Yeah.
that, so
Could be very Bostonian.
yeah.
So, anyways, but Escape from 100 Million BC, I thought could either be a fun, like series where they're constantly trying to do things and bad things keep happening, or we can't go because Joan of Arc is here, so now we got to get her back to her portal.
Okay, Bill and Ted. I see what's going on.
Billy,
Oh no, we gotta fix it.
it's Bob Genghis Khan. You gotta come up.
And Abraham Lincoln.
Socrates Johnson. Ted,
Yeah,
dude.
that sounds really funny.
Yeah,
I like
I'm in.
that.
That's a fun game. We should also play that sometime.
I'm down.
I
Just keep a tally of how many times Tim says we should play that game together, and I'll keep a tally of how many times we played a game together.
listen here. We have played a million games together. Well, not a million.
Not of the ones we've talked about.
Lords of Helis. We met playing
That's
Lords
true.
of Helis.
That's true.
I need to get on our site though. I meant to write these down. I've got real
yeah.
quick
I can tell you what number one is.
from
Me too.
Oh, hey, yeah. From the Meeple Game Society post, the number one vote getter, Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Yep.
It's
a good choice.
Number two, tied for second and third, would be, and I stayed away from this one specifically because I thought somebody else might have it, Gloomhaven.
Oh yeah, I just it would be incredible, right? I just don't have enough time with that universe and stuff.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure it would be great.
Sure. There's Terraforming Mars.
I thought about that one. I literally only didn't do it because I think it was Bob said somewhere there's already a show that's basically terraforming Mars. So I just
Yeah.
So
Number four is close to my own heart. And it's funny because
Blue
it got
shirt.
more votes than I thought people would. I threw it up there because it's my favorite game,
okay.
Cthulhu Wars.
Oh yeah.
So
That's one reason I did not put Arkham Horror on my list. 'Cause I almost did that. I was like, that's just would be a Cthulhu H.P. Lovecraft movie.
I
There are like
almost did Eldritch
several of
Horror.
those already.
yeah, but there's none of them are any good, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My brother, who is a huge Cthulhu fan, did say he enjoyed the new Nicolas Cage movie quite a bit.
Really?
Color Out of Space.
I've been meaning to watch
I've
that.
been meaning to watch that.
He said he enjoyed it quite a bit. He said, "Is it weird and nonsensical? Sure, but
That's
it's
one of my
but it's Color Out of
favorite-
Space."
And it's
Lovecraft
Nick Cage, so you expect
You know
that.
it's
He said he was like, "Listen, Nick Cage is crazy. Yes, he's supposed to be crazy."
Have you watched Mom and Dad?
No.
Oh.
No, I know what it is.
Have you heard of that one?
No.
That's the one where, like, for some reason, one day all the parents just decide they're going to try to kill their kids.
Yeah. I've
Oh,
seen
all
the
right.
scene
And
of him like
Nick Cage
banging on
and
the
Selma
bathroom.
Blair are like these kids' parents. And these kids are assholes, anyways, right? Uh-oh, expletive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But beep. But anyways, these kids are terrible. And then they come home and they're literally like trying to murder them. It's so funny. There's a really fun twist like halfway through the movie, which I will not give away. But It is thoroughly enjoyable popcorn movie. Like it
Okay.
doesn't. I don't even remember if they try to explain why.
Sure, it just happens.
It just happens, and
It's almost better that way, I feel.
I agree.
Yeah.
It happens because the writer said this should happen.
So the theme behind Cthulhu Wars is that the cultists have broken through the barriers of reality, and now all the great old ones and the elder gods are now coming through to claim dominance of the earth. And so each god is like battling for control.
Oh, that's interesting.
Are you not worried that there is no way they would give due credit to the Lovecraftian gods? Like that Cthulhu would feel like Cthulhu and Nyarlathotep would feel
Well, that's
like
why it's not on my list.
Sure.
Because I don't know that you could do it right.
Exactly. I just don't know.
But I'm respecting the group list. I think if it was done right, front row seats, man.
Sure.
I'm
just thinking that's probably one of the hardest things to do right.
You could do like a post-apocalyptic thing where you like don't really see the creatures.
Again, it
Sure,
could be like
kind
a
of thing.
Scythe game.
Well, I was gonna say no talking movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Krasinski.
Quiet
Yes,
Place.
Quiet Place. Fantastic movie.
Yeah,
No talking.
That was the first working title. No talking.
No talking.
movie.
No talking. Shh.
Or they're always just off frame or something,
Yeah.
or hiding in the shadows. You only see like the eyes or something.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm down.
I don't know.
When the trees start moving, because that's like a thing that happens,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the dark young.
I've never heard of a hobbit.
And then the last one is a game that I really enjoy, but I've never played the IP that it's based on. Mechs versus Minions.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So basically, League of Legends should have a movie, is like what they're saying.
Sure. But the Mechs versus Minions, even if because the game is campaign style, have you played it? Or are you just aware
no.
of it?
I know what it is. I have someone who has it, and they haven't even played it yet, and they've been super willing to play it, but it just hasn't happened.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
We can play it also. Put it on the list. But campaign style, it would work out really well, I think. So Mechs vs. Minions was also tied with the campaign for North Africa because Chris Charlwood always puts that. Anytime I'm like, what game should be, like, what's a fun game to play in a half an hour with your family? And Chris will put the campaign for North Africa because it notoriously takes.
I saw that and I lost it in my apartment. I was just like, what?
And it got votes.
It got.
Oh my God.
Well, I think they're all ironic votes.
Sure.
I even mine was on there as well. I voted for that one.
I was actually explaining that to CJ, who does Mini Rundown.
Oh, right.
Like the other day when we were filming, because he was talking about something. I was like, that reminds me of that North Africa board game that's like notoriously difficult, long, and no one's ever completed. He's just like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
Campaign for North Africa.
And then the last one is this game is so much fun.
Interesting.
This game is so much fun. It's called Gore Chosen. Gore Chosen. Like you have to say that and like fiery letters appear.
Sure.
So Gore Chosen is based in the Warhammer universe, and it is essentially an arena game, like gladiatorial arena battle game, but you're all like more or less chaos warriors. But you're in the game, the board is really tiny, and you can play, I think, up to 4 players, and everybody's just wailing on each other like melee style. And you got unique weapons, like characters have unique abilities. The best thing is that after you die, things can still happen. Like on your turn, you get to play a card, and then the other player then has to roll a die and something.
Oh, okay.
So I died early, which is often, but then our friend, when it came back around, he was doing pretty well. It came back around to my turn. I played this card, and it was like he trips over my corpse. So we had to roll a die, and it's all just 6-sided dice. And the one thing he didn't want to roll was a 6. He rolls a 6, which then he falls over and cuts off his own head. So I killed him after he died. After I died, it's totally ridiculous.
Man.
And some people would get really mad about something like that, but don't play that game. That's not what that game is for. That game is for just everybody laughing for a half an hour, chucking dice, and talking about like the ridiculous things that you're trying to do and to pull off. And Gore Chosen.
How long is the game?
It doesn't take that. It takes like a half hour to play.
I was just wondering because that's people's complaint about like betrayal, right, and stuff. And
oh, you invest all this time in it, and then
yeah, I guess just the game goes too long. I guess, but like I just don't. Just when you're playing betrayal, man, just sit down and have a good time. You know? It's a good time.
I'm in.
Like, why are you taking this so seriously? You just transformed into a mouse, and I transformed into a cat, and you are flying an airplane out of this house right now. Stop taking this so seriously.
Is that one of the actual scenarios?
That is one of the scenarios. It's amazing.
Wow. All right.
You have to find
cheese,
the model airplane
in
the house once everyone becomes a mouse, and the cat has to kill the mice before they escape in the model airplane.
Nice. So it turns into Mice vs. Mystics.
I was gonna say, isn't that literally a scene from Stuart Little?
Probably.
So,
also.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes a boat in that movie. I remember.
Makes a boat.
A boat.
There's Jeff's real accent coming out. He makes a boat.
They'll float down here, Richie. All right, so that's it, right? That's it.
I
feel like that's pretty.
I kind of just want to keep saying them though.
I feel like that's a pretty good
Like
list.
Small World, that'd be cool.
Small World.
How about Stay Cool?
You know, I was trying to think of a way to do Dice Forge, but the movie couldn't be named Dice Forge
Sure.
because you're all in an arena competing to impress the gods to then be promoted, basically. But you couldn't call it Dice Forge.
You could, right?
No.
It would depend on the universe because the honor that you're getting could be called
Dice.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to forge your honor and dice.
I did almost say Munchkin.
By the way, Age of Atlantis, I believe the same people made this.
Oh, called a
Adventure.
Adventure.
Yeah.
That's the word.
I think there
Reading
was
sideways is fun.
I looked at that board and I was like, I think that's or the box, and I think they.
I almost said Munchkin, but that was like, I don't know how the hell you would do that as like anything but like maybe a 5-minute short
and
online.
You
or
could
something.
do like a whole bunch of like the old Spy vs. Spy kind of stuff, right? Where it's just people, they die all the time, but then they're just back the next random episode as they find ways to creatively betray each other. It could actually have no dialogue, right? And all the characters are just like, blah, 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 as they do things.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
See?
There you go.
I'll shoot it down just because he's happy with
That's
himself.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, I think we got some really fun ideas.
Yep.
I like it.
I like it.
What do you
This
guys
is
think?
Jeff's fault.
My fault. Which
So if
is
you
why I'm
hate
never gonna.
If you hate it, it's Jeff's idea.
Hold on, really quick. Say your 5 really quick, Jeff. Just really quick.
Battleship, Ninja Burger, King of Tokyo, Mysterium, and Clank.
I think I like Mysterium the best.
The best.
Just
Yeah.
idea-wise. I like that one the best. Tim?
So Tricarion, Clank, Lords of Helis, GKR, which is Heavy Hitters, Giant Killer Robots. And then I had Betrayal at the House on the Hill, and I'm going to bump that one because that was the popular list on the Meeple Game Society. So I'm going to go Escape from 100 Million BC is my 5.
This is tough because I'm just not going to say Lords of Helis for you because that's also on my list, right? So
I do like Escape.
Yeah, I like the Escape, and I like the
But that's mainly probably because I have Bill and Ted on the brain, too.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yeah, I think I like the Escape one a lot.
Station.
Once again, just weakness for time travel, anything.
Yes,
So.
I get it.
How's it hanging, Death?
You have sunk my battleship.
And for me, I think my favorite.
You're going to give Death to Melvin.
I think my favorite one of my own list is once again, Lords of Helis would just be so good. But Lords of Helis and Scythe are very close.
Yeah.
I would watch the hell out of that Scythe thing. Just depressing future. These people just want to survive. Like I like that kind of stuff.
I like it. Well, I feel like we had a pretty solid list, guys.
What do you think?
So we need people to put comments. Our views have been going up, which is nice.
Woo!
So comment,
I put
share.
it on repeat.
No, it's fine. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. It doesn't?
I've
been wasting my time.
It knows that you're doing that. There's certain algorithms that go into that. But
this guy.
hi, how you doing?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Thumbs up.
Subscribe.
We like thumbs ups.
Ring that bell.
Ring the bell. I don't know. That's all I got. Well, guys, thank you for watching. I've been Tim.
I've been Jeff.
I've been Dan.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.